It's a spider? No. A mongoose? No! It's the South Kansas Symbiotes, led by the great Coach Moose. One of my favorite team builders in this league. I think he just makes great stuff. And we've had some exceptional battles in the past, and I think that this one is no exception in the slightest. With that, I'm ready to get right into this battle without further ado. Getting into it with Moose's first pick is Celesteela. Now, I think that this is a great mon. It's kind of got the Rotom in a machine stat spread where it's got great offenses and good bulk, but it's got a passable attack. It's got good ways to raise its special attack with Meteor Beam and I believe Calm Mind. It's got great bulk in both sides. It's got Atomize for speed boosting, Leech Seed, and then a whole slew of special attacks. It's got, of course, Flying and Steel Stab. It's got Flamethrower, Meteor Beam, Thunderbolt, maybe Solar Beam if I'm not mistaken. This mon is a really good all-around mon with a great typing. I mean, Steel, Flying, you cannot beat it with many other type combinations. I really like this mon. I think it's a great first pick. It's also a pretty solid budget pick. It's not breaking the bank. It's on the higher end of the spectrum, of course, but really good mon in Celesteela here as a first pick. Next up is Zapdos. You don't want to touch this thing because you will just be paralyzed. That static ability is real nice. Of course, pressure PP stall here. Another flying type for the board. This one actually wants to run your heavy duty boots, of course, but Zapdos is great. It's a great pivot. It's a great defogger. It's a great status spreader, and it's a great special attacker, good scarfer with 100 base speed. There's a lot of things to love about Zapdos. I think this mon is great. There's a reason that him and his brother Moltres have been OU staples for so long. It makes a great draft mon. Of course, it's also got great things like Discharge with that Scald of 30% chance to paralyze. You've got Roost for longevity, Hurricane for rain, as well as Weather Ball. Really good mon as well. Definitely something you got to take into account in the team builder. Zarude is next, our first real physical attacker here. The first guy who also uses his feet to go all monkey mode all over you. I like Zarude. I believe this is a first time draft for the league. This guy is kind of underrated on IMO. Dark Grass with no Terra is a tough burden to bear, but having a really strong and fast knockoff off of 105 speed tier, real nice. Some solid physical attacks as well. I believe it gets like Play Roughs, close combat, and some other stuff. Jungle Healing is a great move to keep you up, and it just kind of makes you not have to care about Will-O-Wisp or Thunder Wave nearly as much. Also gives you a little health off the bat. Swords Dance, if I'm not mistaken, lets it get real powerful. And like, just look at him go. It's always good to have a monkey on the team, a little monkey moding. It's good for the soul. Conkeldurr is up next, and now you know what Conkeldurr does. It is the fighting type priority button at the end of the day. He's here to sit in the back and stare at you from the little box of 6 mons until he comes out and vacuum waves all over you. Not vacuum waves, he's the bullet puncher. Nope, not bullet punch. What does he do? He fucking aqua jets all over the place. Who cares anymore? But no, this clown is really not to be joked around with, because this guy will end your day. Some solid physical bulk, not so much on the special side, with a whopping attack stats like 120, 130, 140 something. And, of course, with Guts, that is effectively hitting you with, like, 180, almost. This thing is the Prio Spammer, as of course said. It's also got strong knockoffs, all the elemental punches. I think it's got some steel coverage in there. And, of course, like, a close combat out of this thing is going to nuke most things. Very, very strong mon. Something that I hate to fight a lot, and I'm glad that I'm already through this for this season. I'll have to do my Conkeldurr matchup again. Getting it out early. Crobat's up next. Now, this one I find very interesting. It's a relatively early pick. I didn't think that Crobat would be that contested, but maybe Mooth was over there sipping his soju going, they're gonna snipe my old draft! Regardless, this thing is fast as all hell. A 130 speed tier, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe even 135. But this thing is zooming around the board. Poison Flying, of course, means it's not a grounded poison, but it's got some solid enough defensive stats. It's a quad fighting resistance, which Zarude is going to love. This mon's got some good utility in the form of defog. It can pivot fast. Put out some respectable enough Brave Birds off of 100 attack, and of course Spread Toxic and Thunder Wave. Pretty solid mon, and definitely some good speed control. Up next, our 144p hero is Tyrantrum. This guy is kind of just the Rampardos that Rampardos wishes he was. It's Rampardos, but with a way to boost its speed. It's got them good head smashes with Rockhead, and of course, Dragon Dance is just unbelievable on this. Pretty solid bulking. Of course, you have the curse of being a rock type, so you've got some nasty weaknesses in ground and fighting. Water and grass are, of course, patched up by being a dragon type. But the defensive profile is not the greatest on this mon, but it's not here to be defensive. It's here to boost up one time and then rock smash, head smash your entire team. Of course, Outrage, Scale Shot also can make it quite happy, along with Strong Jaw and a plethora of Fang moves. I believe it gets like Psychic Fangs and Crunch, and I think that's actually it. Great mon, I love this thing. In Gen 6, I got the little Tyrant from the Fossil guy, and I ran that thing up to level 100, so this mon's got a special place in my heart. Alolan Ninetails is up next. Now you know what this mon does. It comes in, it puts up an Aurora Veil for 8 turns, and it starts pressing Moonblast. Maybe a little Encore, maybe a little Freeze Dry if you want, but that's about all this mon does in my book. I don't even think it has that much as far as coverage goes. If it does, I don't know what it is, because this mon is so good at its job that you only see it doing one job. And you know what? That's all it needs to do to be a respectable draft mon, and definitely a piece of your board that you can really plan around and let it enable some other mons. Like, you can get many more Dragon Dances off with an Aurora Veil in front of it. So you gotta watch out for this Alolan Ninetails. Clodsire, my goat, my beloved, my dearly departed, not from life, just from my team. I'm glad that Clodsire's in Moose's hands of all peoples. Father Claudius, Friar Clodzo, he did me real well last season. This thing's got a 130 health stat on top of 100 special defense stat. A pretty darn solid typing ground. Poison, and of course Unaware. This thing is a defensive behemoth. You can use it to really, really just stabilize an entire team. I love this thing. Recover and Spikes, of course, gave it great longevity and utility respectively. Earthquake and Gunk Shot give it great stab. Haze allows it to take care of those boost sweepers who are coming in. Of course, Unaware also helps with that. And Yawn helps you phase real good. I just love this one. It is one of my favorites of all time, let alone in draft or Gen 9 or whatever other kind of creature you want to put on it. But God, it's sad to see him on the other side of the screen because he was once a friend so dear. Linoon here, another first-time draft, which I believe Crobat and Tyrantrum were as well. Maybe even Zerd? No, I mentioned Zerd. Regardless, Linoon is here rocking that Terra Normal. You got that E-Speed pack on you, of course. I don't believe Linoon's the one that got Tidy Up, is he? He might have gotten Tidy Up. So actually, maybe this guy really is him. In that case, it would be Hazard Removal. If not, you can flame me in the comments. But this guy's classic set is the tried and true Belly Drum E-Speed. With Terra Normal, you got beautiful extra stab bonus on that. Terra Ghost lets you miss those little fighting type attacks that might come in off of something like my Mega Medic Sham or my Annihilate. And Terra Fairy kind of does the same. It also just gives you a great type for Terra Blast. And Celigore is awesome. This mon is quite like Crobat, where its offenses aren't going ballistic. Of course, you've got Bug Buzz that you can use Throat Spray with for an easy free boost, but God, this thing is so cool. Terra Bug, Terra Ground, Terra Water makes sense. Terra Water and Terra Bug are, probably going to be what you see most of the time. Terra Bug, of course, for Bug Buzzes, and Terra Water for that priority water shuriken hidden like a truck, especially if you have somebody hit some rain like Zapdos, who would also appreciate it for Thunder and Hurricane. Terra Ground, of course, just a great defensive typing here. Never too bad to have a ground type in tow. But this thing has a 145 speed tier. It's outspeeding Dragapult and Zeraora. It's got 100 special attack, if I'm not mistaken, on top of also Nasty Plot, if I'm still not mistaken. But this mon is cool. I mean, just look at him. You can tell he's got aura. You can tell he's the GOAT. You just gotta look at him. Look at that beautiful shiny. That's all I gotta say, right? Symbiotes here. I have it as a shiny this time because this is the first full odds shiny I ever caught. A lot of mons that I have a tiny little personal connection to in one way or another on this team. So really getting some extra bonus points, brownie points for you there, Moose. Symbiotes, I'm not gonna lie, I still don't fully understand what Symbiotes is doing on this team. Of course, Terra Water Hydro Pumps are gonna chunk no matter what, but there's nothing that I feel like this mon is doing spectacularly. I've had the methodologies explained, but I'm just gonna leave it as it is, lay it where it lies, as they say, and I'm just gonna wait, and we're gonna see what kind of demonic shenanigans Symbiotes can get up to, because I know that Moose can do something with this mon for certain. I know it's gonna make like Gliscor look like a paper crane, something like that. Take a metaphor, if you will. Finally, we've got Darmanitan. A great last pick, the Gorilla Mode himself. This thing's got a whopping 140 attack stat and a scarfable 100 base speed. That's kind of it. It's got good coverage and Flare Blitz, Earthquake, some of the punches, other moves. But this guy's a gunshot wound, just like his Galarian brother. You know, you toss a scarf on him and you just send him down the line and see what happens. I love this mon, and it's a great way to round out a draft. With all that being done, we're going to get on into my side of the battle today and see what I've prepped. Getting on into what I prepped for Moose's team, I'm starting with a Rotom-Mow. The main idea here about Rotom-Mow is that I need a good check for Celesteela, and that is going to be Rotom-Mow. Thunderbolt is my main progress tool, able to chunk Celesteela for a pretty good amount of damage, especially after a nasty plot. We're running Terra Steel to dodge any flying type attacks that might come in. Of course, a Flamethrower will punch through Terra Steel, but we're going to deal with that bridge when we come to there. You'll see 252 HP and 252 plus special attack, making this a very bulky, hard-hitting Rotom-Mow set, which is the same that I ran week 1. On the other moves, Terra Blast Steel will absolutely yoink a Alolan Ninetails there. If it's behind a Aurora Veil, it'll 2-hit KO yoink it, so that's pretty alright. It also does significant damage to Tyranitar, and Volt Switch just lets me keep some momentum going around. Of course, the Select Berry there is very well thought out. I didn't just slap it on at the end, but in all reality, if I get hit down to the right range, that Select Berry could flip a little speed max up and be quite advantageous. Here, of course, are some of those calculations for Rotom-Mow. And next up is Galarian Weezing, running Levitate just like Rotom-Mow was, but this time out of choice instead of necessity. We have Defog on here so that we don't have to deal with an Aurora Veil or spikes from Clodsire or any other kind of hazards, toxic spikes out of Crobat. Defog feels very good, especially since I'm not really hazard stacking this matchup. Strange Stream is my main reason I'm here. It hits Zarude, Conkeldurr, Tyrantrum, and nobody else. But this guy is mainly going to be the big physical defense wall here. 120 base defense with 172 plus investment, bold nature that is, and a little bit of special attack. Makes it a really good answer to Zarude, Tyranitar, Conkeldurr, all the really, really big physical threats, except for Darmanitan. But that Strength Stream can 2-hit KO most of them with that little bit of special attack investment. Sludge Bomb is able to hit Alolan Ninetails quite well after defogging its Aurora Veil, and Thunderbolt just lets me keep making progress in the face of Celesteela, who walls my stab attacks. Looking at some of these calculations, we can see some of that I just mentioned. And just before we move on, that Rocky Helmet is here to mainly punish Conkeldurr, who is going to be able to do pretty much no damage except, you know, knocking off. That's its only form of progress into this Galarian Weezing. I think Galarian Weezing is a great check for Conkeldurr, and it sucks to get walled out by a Mach Punch, or rather swept, and not having a wall to wall out the Mach Punch. So Galarian Weezing is my solution to that pretty glaring problem. Or Galarian problem. Next up is Charjabug. He needs no introduction. He's here. Terra Water and an Eviolite, if you could have guessed. Sticky Web, Thunder Wave, and Lunge just means that Charjabug is sweeping the floors. He's doing stat management here, mainly speed tiers. Sticky Web and Thunder Wave, of course, just cutting down some of those threats like Tyrantrum, who might want to boost, or Zarude mainly, getting para turns or denying the burn off of Conkeldurr. Of course, you'll still activate Guts, it's just that you might have a less happy Conkeldurr if you're not moving 1/3 of the time. Regardless, this mon is mainly here to just slow things down and make some other mons have an easier time. Lunge allows it to hit Zarude quite hard and lower some attack stats on something like Tyrantrum after it dodges a head smash with Terra Water. HP and special defense here just to balance out those defenses with the Eviolite and make it about as bulky and a minus speed nature so that that Volt Switch lets me pivot about as slow as physically possible. The only thing that underspeeds it is Clodsire, and Charjabug's just not too happy to look at Clodsire in the first place. Anyways, you don't want to get toxic, don't want any of that shenanigans. So that's what Charjabreezy is doing here, as Chef so lovely calls Mr. Charjabug. Next up, oh, you should know that. Iron Bundle, the Bungle himself, Quark Drive, and an Expert Belt. Today we're running Flip Turn just for pivots. This thing is speed crept to be slightly slower than Crobat, which is kind of funny seeing as Crobat can probably do some annoying things with like a Thunder Wave or just chipping down. But I thought it would be funny, and I thought I wasn't too worried about Crobat anyways, so hey, that's what we ended up with. But the main idea is that Crobat's just not going to stay in fearing an Ice Beam outspeed. So, like, Charjabug is just going to run that thing out of town. Not Charjabug, Iron Bundle. I got my mind eaten by a grubbin. Air Cutter is here. It does some decent damage into Conkeldurr. That is why it's on this set. It also takes a non-Terrid Celigor pretty well, as in it one-hit KOs the hell out of it. But it does, Air Cutter easily 2-hit KOs Conkeldurr, which is pretty nice. Of course, we don't want to be taking Mach Punches, but it's a pretty solid answer to like an AV Conkeldurr switch-in, which is a real possibility. Ice Beam here hits a lot of mons. It hits great neutral damage on Celesteela, good super effective damage on Zapdos, Zarude, Tyrantrum, Clodsire, Crobat. It's doing a lot of work here. And Taunt is going to let me be a designated starting pivot, taunting that Alolan Ninetails and then hitting him with the Flip Turn. I really hope my 100% accuracy move does not miss. You'll see that we're full special attack there, 252 plus, just to make as big of a hole as we possibly can. And 164 speed, which is putting me above, I believe, Alolan Ninetails, just by a little bit. A little bit of HP investment as well means that if I do get hit by a Moonblast turn 1 from the Alolan Ninetails, assuming, of course, Alolan Ninetails lead, we'll take it just a little bit better. Here are some of those calculations that I mentioned. Next up, Mega Medicham, my GOAT, their debut of the entire UPDL. They've never been seen before. Today we're running an Endure Reversal set, hoping to just be able to outspeed much of the game here after a Sticky Webs. Every single grounded mon gets outsped after a Sticky Webs. The only thing is that Zapdos is going to speed tie with us, which is a little scary, but I don't know, maybe it'll just miss its Hurricane. Anywho, at 1% reversal, like, you're just not living the reversal. It's unbelievable how much those calcs can do. Psycho Cut here is very nice for Conkeldurr, Crobat, and Clodsire. It just 1KOs them like without a single question in the slightest. And Bullet Punch is pretty nice for Alolan Ninetails. It's not going to necessarily be one-hit KOing because of the defense boost in Snow, but it does a solid chunk. Like, it's 2-hit KOing in Snow and then after an Aurora Veil, if I'm not mistaken. Also does pretty solid damage into Tyrantrum, which is nice. That's all I got for Mega Medicham. Here are his calculaciones. And finally, we've got Annihilate, who looks like he's in like a CRT TV, but we're going to move right on past that. We're running Defiant again. We got Earthquake, Acrobatics, Rage Fist, and Taunt. That Taunt is mainly for the Clodsire matchup there, though it's useful for a whole ton of mons here. This mon is primarily my Clodsire, counter, as I just said. Earthquake is there for that, but Acrobatics also lets it hit some of these mons kind of in the same exact way that Air Cutter on Iron Bungle did. It lets you hit Zarude and Conkeldor and Excelgor. And it's just a nice little bit to have, because you're pretty much hardwalling Conkeldor as well here. The only thing that's really going to happen is you're going to get hit by a knockoff, and oh well. Like, I can handle that. I'm max HP here. Max HP on that John, as well as 252 plus attack. So, you know what it do. Keyberry, of course, raising my defense when I get hit, just letting me kind of have that HP defense while also running an attack. Kind of trying to get my first 3 stats as high as they physically can. Annihilate is hoping to stay in and really rack up some small hits, maybe out of a Clodsire that doesn't know no better. Here are a couple of calculations for you, and with that all read, done, and dusted, we can get right on into the replay. Alrighty, week 2 against Moose, and I'll say, I'm a little bit more worried about this one. I'm not geeking out this time, but I don't feel like I have as favorable as a matchup as I did week 1. I think week 1, just the way that the teams aligned, it was pretty favorable to me. And we saw that thing. We also saw that Draco Meteor miss, which was literally game deciding. I blundered so hard and I just did not feel the pain for that. Hopefully this time we're just not going to blunder like that. We don't need to play like crazy. I think not week 1. Season 2, like the big lesson that I learned is just take the kill in the bush. There were so many times where I did something where I had like an absolute kill, and I just didn't get the kill, and it led to like disaster where I could have had an important enemy piece off the board. But I think this season, hopefully, we'll learn some kind of lesson. Right now, I'm thinking, just don't try to play too flashy. You hear me opening my windows for a little bit more sunlight. Not the most beautiful day, but that's okay, because Pokemon is a ray of sunshine all day. We're really rambling here, waiting for this Moose character. All right, we're here. Let's check the DMs real quick. All right, we're all good. We're here. It's time. I'm probably gonna cut out all that freaking out I just did. It wasn't really freaking out. I just did like 20 push-ups and some little fancy footwork. Get my heart pumping. We're happy with what we see here for the most part. Celesteela, known enemy. I think what we do here is just start out with Iron Bundle here. And then in most scenarios we can just taunt and flip turn. A Conkeldor would be a little tough, but we have ways around that. We've got the Keyberry Annihilate, which is going to go crazy. No Hydro Pump today, literally just Ice Beam on the bundle, the Bungulus. I think we're going to launch right like that. This is the plan I have. Taunt to disable that Aurora Veil on Ninetails. Of course, getting a Moonblast right to the face wouldn't be ideal. Water Absorb Clodsire, also something that's kind of in there with no Hydro Pump here. Holy shit. The push-ups and little things I did, my heart is beating, not because like I'm freaking out, just because, good lord, a little aerobic exercise is good for me. But anywho, a lot of things we're seeing here. We were going for bulk more than speed competition in the builder. The only really fast mon I brought here is Bundle. And of course we have Sticky Webs on Charger Bug today, which are going to be nice for quite a few of these mons. I mean, I guess Conkeldor doesn't necessarily care. But these are all mons that I have things to deal with. A Celigor, maybe a little less than the rest. We can open up a little tab ski here and look up Excelgor. Not even in this gen. So yeah, gets like good bugs type stuff. I'm trying to see, what do we think they were prepping for based on this? I'm assuming, does the Celigor get some kind of ice type attack? Zygarde did have a pretty good matchup in this team, all things considered, but with a Ninetails running around and some other mons like Conkeldor with Ice Punch is kind of just a wasted slot if it's here. I assume you get Ice Punch. I actually don't necessarily know. Yeah. So like that could be a wasted slot, which would be nice. Kenzie, what the heck? Alright, what do we got? Iron Bundle into Ninetails Alola here. That's not bad. We'll double check this Ninetails moveset. I don't think you've lost too much from that, Dex. There's nothing that's like making me unbelievably scared here. I don't think you get like a hypnosis or nothing. I think we just go with the prime directive and hit the taunt. Taunt and then flip turn, and then we'll see how much damage that does, and then maybe the bullet punch can just straight up like delete. This is saying here it could legitimately one shot, which what is this calculating with? This is calculating an offensive set. So we're gonna give you some HP and EVs just to be careful. This fuck-ass dog is in my room now. This is not bad. I almost ran Blizzard on Iron Bundle for this situation, but I thought that just in case that it doesn't come, I don't want to risk that accuracy. I'd rather have Ice Beam doing its job. We're also plus special attack nature here, which is really nice. Into Iron Bundle, Moonblast actually does quite a bit. Let's see, do we get... Okay, beautiful. That's exactly what we want. We're gonna immediately flip turn. And then, do we flip turn? Actually, do we want to flip turn into Galarian Wheezing instead of Mega Medicham? Yeah, it is understandable. Sorry, Moose, but I, ooh, that's kind of juicy. We're gonna get Moonblasted. We are absolutely gonna get Moonblasted. That'll kill. Galarian Wheezing Sludge Bomb, not looking too bad here. We, resist the hell out of that Moonblast. Wow, that Blizzard does a lot of damage. The question is, yeah, I mean, Moonblast has to be incoming, right? So, in that case, we could just take you out and Terra Steel. We take a Moonblast with relatively little problem. We can't Terra Charge-a-Bug later, but that's kind of okay. I wasn't expecting to Terra him this game. The Rotomos Terra Steel is definitely the move. I kind of like this move the most. Yeah, we'll rip this. Oh, that's a big old fart. Yep, Moonblast there. 23% out of that is checking for some damage here. Do we want to just Thunderbolt in case we get, like, the Celesteela out here? Thunderbolt's not really doing a whole lot here. Will it weaken you up enough to kill after with a Sludge Bomb? 17% to the... what is... with max rolls, no. But we're gonna... I think we T-Bolt here. A Blizzard is gonna hurt like a biatch, though. If we get one Blizzard and we think we're getting another one... Oh, Clodsire is also a good swap for the worry of a Sludge Bomb, though. In this case, I think we just take the chip of Sludge Bomb. Yeah, Clodsire does hard wall the hell out of Galarian Wheezing here. But if Clodsire comes out, we Charge-a-Bug it out. No, we don't Charge-a-Bug it out. We already talked about that. We probably bring in Annihilate. Would be my guess. Or we could even keep Galarian Wheezing in. The good news is that... Okay, actually, that Heavy Slam into Wheezing does really hurt, huh? We'll see. Claire calling in from Frank. Going ballistic. No real leeway here so far. Maybe Rotomo was the better play, low-key. Clodsire coming out here makes a lot of sense. And then, do we want to just take Rotom? No, we can't Volt Switch on this thing. I think we take Annihilate out. If we get Spike Stone, we can start to taunt up. But yeah, we literally can't do it. This is a staring contest. Tickle Beam. Yeah, easy Annihilate swap here. And then there could be like shenanigans about, but I think we just try to position this out. We could also actually bring out Mega Medicham. Does Mega Medicham Psycho cut? Oh, if we actually look at the right thing here. Is that just gonna... That's probably just gonna delete. And this is kind of a similar scenario where, like, I don't necessarily mind a Spike coming out. So yeah, I think Mega Medicham here is probably a better call. Oh, it's just a whole doozy. So this is gonna get uploaded wrong. We got Medicham here. A Heavy Slam is interesting. We just Mega and Psycho Cut here, right? I mean, we definitely live a Heavy Slam. We might not live a Gunk Shot, which is a little messed up, but realistically, like, yeah, Celesteela could come in here and try to just wall that out, but with a pretty solid chunk off, a reversal could be real nice here. Automize, of course, is an issue, but we're just gonna press Psycho Cut. The Heavy Slam tech there is nuts. I'm glad I swapped that Wheezing out, because that is kind of devious. 44%, not ideal. Obviously, swapping in with slightly less defenses for Mega Medic Champ. I mean, it's literally like 10 less defense. But hey, it makes some percentage differences. Oh, look at this guy. He looks like he belongs on MTV in like 2003. I fucks with him. He's got like a little bit of a Devil May Cry boy kind of thing going on. He got too many rings. Oh, what happened? Beautiful. We really like those. Like, we really like those. Oh, we don't kill Alola Tails in snow necessarily, which is kind of tough. I don't know if I'm ready to let Mega Cham go yet here. Does Conkeldurr kill me with a Mach Punch? No. So that's great. That's lovely. After, like, burn damage, we straight up probably Oko. Actually, yeah, with burn damage, no defense, max attack HP, which is, like, what you're always doing. Crobat here, I think we send in the guy, right? Do we want to send in Charge-a-Bug? If we get Toxic, that's Charge-a-Bug, that's, like, okay. We could just Volt Switch into, I don't know, somebody. Into Iron Bundle, slow pivot. If we get taunted here, do you get taunt? Yes. I think this is a fine thing. You could start nasty plotting, but then I just Thunder Wave you and it's chill. Brave Bird, we take those all day. We're gonna T-Wave. They have nobody immune to T-Wave anymore, which is awesome. Crobat cannot Terra, if I'm not mistaken. Great. So if free T-Wave is nice here, Conkeldurr could come in to, like, eat it and still have Guts up, but the Charge of Barrier is on the field. Yeah, I'm okay taking, like, 2 more of those, if that's what it takes. And if we get a full pair, then so be it. But low-key getting rid of, just this Crobat's speed is awesome. Celesteela going like that would also be grand, because then we can have just a much easier time. Oh, I didn't see this. I'm in a pickle. I don't know if you are Moose, but if you want to think like that, I'm gonna just let you, because you know what? You never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake. I think that might actually be Sun Tzu, Art of War. Never, what is it? Never interrupt your enemy. Is it Sun Tzu? No, it's Bonaparte. Shout out Bonaparte. I know he was, like, all power hungry and stuff, but you gotta respect him. He seemed to be a pretty good guy as long as you were, like, a soldier. And sure, he might shoot you, but if he captures you alive, like... I've been reading War and Peace, so I mess with him the long way. Good quote, though. Never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake. He was, like, the tactical mastermind of all time. God, I miss War back when it was awesome. Or rather, I guess I don't miss it, seeing as this was 200 years ago and I was decidedly not alive yet. But, like, man, I wish that War was still cool. Perhaps my best take. The one that I'm most sure about. Getting Clodsire off the screen is really, really awesome. That's okay. We could Terra Water here. But in all reality, I think we can, yeah. This Blizzard actually isn't gonna hurt that bad. We could do some sticky webs. They're gonna get the Aurora Veil up, and I did take, what's it called? Oh, wait, we can just defog on, Wheezing. That's fine. Little chip. Little blip. And, yeah, we just got an easy defog. I mean, we can accurately predict your special attack again. Here, where is this, Sludge Bomb, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, a defog here is great. Where is this? Moonblast, 23%. That's on par. Let's just read the thing. Yeah, it gets rid of Roar Bell. I know that, but sometimes with defog, it does like random. It doesn't do random things. Like sometimes I try to defog that weather. Getting that down is great. They don't know that I have a Thunderbolt as well, which is awesome. We can start doing some damage here. Automization isn't ideal. A Meteor Beam killing, not ideal. But realistically, if I need to Terra Charge-a-Bug to survive a hit and paralyze, then like we can get there. We can get that done. This Thunderbolt could be great. We also got that 10% chance to paralyze. You can never run that out. But I'm feeling an Automized set is going to try and come out here. Heavy Slam is going to probably just delete my guy here. I'm not going to lie. We haven't seen anything out of you. Because, yeah, Automized Sweeper, but if it's, like, defensive... we actually live a Heavy Slam. We're not going to outspeed, but I think we just take the chip here. Obviously, Galarian Weezing is really nice to have for Conkeldurr, but we have Annihilate in the back at full health, who's going to just be chilling for that. So, yeah, I think we're just going to take a little bit of damage here. It's going to let me be a lot happier dealing with this, this monster. Leech Seed wouldn't be ideal, and Air Slash is like okay, as long as we don't flinch. 28% is feeling like you don't actually have all that much special defense. We can call you like 200. Knowing an Air Slash is coming in, I'm not going to do anything. We're just going to T-Bolt again. We're going to let Galarian Weezing go down. I don't think we need him that much. Of course, Defog is really good to have. The Beast Boost is a little worrisome there. I think we send in... Do we get a kill at 1 HP? If we're at 1, we do get a reversal kill. Hold on. You have a special attack boost, which is not good. Wait, this is like low-key chillin'? If you have Meteor Beam, it's not low-key chillin' though. That's the question, right? We could also send you out and start doing some shmeemery, but you're not good. I think we take the Charge a Beezy out here. We might even... Oh wait, Terra Thunderbolt kills here, low-key. If it's running Fire Blast though, it hits me through Terra, which is not good. And we just don't have that information. But that's also the case, well, with you, Terra... Terraing here... Terra Steel is really nice for Alola-Tails, but I think without... As long as my Aurora Veil doesn't get up. Nobody here... Wait, do they have a para? Yeah, they have you to be parad. I could also just, low-key... Do I outspeed you? Maybe. It's questionable. I could just Volt Switch on this. On that for, like, some considerable chunk. Now, if I get down like this... Yeah, I think we just bring you out. Wow, even with a boost. I think the T-Bolt here is great. I don't need to necessarily Terra yet. They don't know if I'm speed or not. You have to be significantly more speed invested than I am. Okay, with almost full special investment, it is still like a roll, which is nice. Oh, if I had been Terra Electric, this would have been a much safer spot. But yeah, we just click Thunderbolt here. The fact that Moose hasn't insta-locked a move here is kind of making me feel pretty happy that this thing isn't speed invested. And if we just start, you know, chipping down another Mon, then we're pretty happy. Everybody here is, like, happy enough with their HP. Having, Bundle and Annihilate at full, that's good. That's good. Meteor Beam, Power Herb, doesn't even kill, actually. We can Volt Switch on this, and then, is there anybody who really doesn't want to come? Does Mega Medicham live a not burned, Conkeldurr Mach Punch? It does. Oh, but then you can come out, so we don't like that. Yeah, I think we just Volt Switch on it. I think, well, or do we want to just keep you out? Because we get... Do we just get Mach Punched into Oblivion now? Like, low-key? No. We're kind of in the same situation. We're happy to live that... We're really happy to live that Meteor Beam at double special attack. Kind of, like, unbelievable. I guess, you know, you have 107 special attack, 107 special defense. It just kind of cancels out. Something like that. Where's Moose going here? Conkeldurr doesn't really want to... Nobody wants to come in on this Thunderbolt. Okay, T-Bolt getting the Celesteal makes my life feel a lot easier. These are two really big... Okay, Exceligor here. We just stick to the Prime Directive. That's fine. We get switch priority here. If a Ninetails wants to come out, we just Mach Punch it, or Bullet Punch it into Oblivion, hopefully. I think the real win condition is just making sure that we can take care of Crobat, because if that's the case, then Mega Cham can hopefully deal with everybody. But we get to see what we have to respond to here, so we'll take it as we go. So far, I'm super happy with this game. I don't think like either of us have made a big blunder. Crobat coming out is like great. I really like that. I do wonder, do we just put out Iron Bundle to scare this thing off? We've seen Brave Bird out of it. We don't assume that this is Scarf. Even if it is Scarf, can it kill Bundle in any meaningful way? Probably not. Charge of Breezy can come out with a fairly easy time here. Do we want to just Volt Switch onto this? If we just do a slow Volt Switch, if it U-turns on me, we can react to whatever happens. We can pretty easily send out something to KO if that's the case. Exceligor is like low-key a bit of a problem. I think it gets something flying type, but Annihilate can probably just delete it with Acrobatics as long as that Keyberry goes off. Special attacker. Yeah, I think we're just gonna Volt Switch on this. See what happens. And then if this is a bad decision, it's a bad decision. Conkeldurr coming out here is perfectly fine. They're gonna get the burn off. Does a burned Mach Punch kill here? I don't think so. I mean, how do we check that out with the burn? Yeah, and Scarf doesn't even get like close. So this is a pretty free click of Psycho Cut, right? Psycho Cut's gonna kill like literally anything almost, except for Ninetails, in which case, well, we deal with that then and there. So yeah, or we could be funny and press the bungle air cutter, but that's not necessary. I think we just take the assured go of things and Psycho Cut. That chip ensuring a kill onto Conkeldurr is grand. We'll just take a Mach Punch and move on. We're probably gonna have to hard swap into Charjabug again, but like low-key, Charjabug is super comfortable taking any hit here. Also, that was a hard swap, right? Yeah, that was a hard swap, so we're not running U-turn on Crobat here. Literally, I think Iron Bundle is allowed to go as long as it gets that Ice Beam off of on Crobat. That's like the real necessary thing. And we don't necessarily know, we know it's a physical Crobat, which is good. Good to know. I think in this position you just have to let Conkeldurr go. And then you do have like two pretty weak Mons. Charjabug can Terra Water, though I don't know if that's going to actually gain any necessary advantage for it. Maybe a resistance to Ice would be nice. Mach Punch, we live those, and then the Psycho Cut is just going to bring you down. That's really nice to see. Does that bring us into... It does not bring us into reversal range yet. U-turn can kill here. We bring out Annihilate for that, and we get the Keyberry up, and then... How does this look? It's not ideal. Yeah, it's not ideal. I think we just bring out reason for a U-turn here. I think a U-turn's pretty, like, believable. And if it's a bug buzz, then we're also chilling. If you Terra out of, yeah, no. Well, yeah, if you Terra out of being a bug type, then Earthquake's just gonna start doing numbers here. Alright, we're feeling pretty happy with the state of the game here. Annihilate come out, bug buzz, yep. We take that, no thingy thing. We could, taunt low-key. Like, I don't think that that's a bad play. Could also just go for the mega chip, but if like Ninetails Alola comes out and wants to, no, it will not speed actually. So yeah, I think we taunt for the U-turn, and then that just really helps deal with both of these answers to me. Though, does Rage Fist just, actually Rage Fist does not stiff Crobat in the slightest. That's really funny. Oh, if you U-turn on me though, then it's 150 and it's really just not a good spot for you to be in. So yeah, we'll just Rage Fist on business here. I don't believe that this Exceligor can kill me. So we're feeling pretty good. If U-turn comes out here, Rage Fist is feeling grand there. I think we just throw another one. I really don't see much issue with that. Banded Brave Bird can kill me, or even like Invested Brave Bird. That's fine. Oh, the recoil takes it down. Here. I think we can pretty safely. We just need to make sure that a Exceligor doesn't run away with the game, right? So that Air Cutter almost killing makes it a really safe option, because I'm assuming that I can flip turn on you. I could also Volt Switch on you, which is nice. Because I'm gonna underspeed the Alolan Ninetales. So I think Charjabug's probably the safest spot. If we -1 like a max speed, let's give you Jolly Nature. If we -1 you, we're outspeeding with Mega Medicham. So I think Talk coming in here is just good. Like, I really think there's no reason to not bring in Terra Charjabug right here. We've seen U-turn and Bug Buzz. And this was the plan with Charjabug. The idea was the late game Sticky Web for Charjabug to bring in that Mega Medicham and really secure the business here. Obviously, you have a really fast Mon in the form of Exceligor, but it's pretty free for Charjabug to set up a Sticky Web and then just make that a non-problem. Assuming, of course, a Water Shuriken can get lived. Yep, there we go. I think we Sticky Web regardless, assuming a U-turn is going to come out so it doesn't get Thunder Waved. I think that's got to be the line. If an Aurora Veil goes up, I think we're still okay. We just have to be a little safer with Ninetails not killing me. Because this thing is going to be caught in the glue trap, hopefully, but this is not a one game yet. There's definitely lines for Moose to win here. Bug Buzz, yeah, killing. We need to get this Exceligor dealt with. Oh wait, we should Terra Water. Like, that's just an easy button press that saves you from like an Air Slash. And if you press down like a Thunderbolt and get me killed off of that, just good job. Like, that's literally what you gotta do sometimes. This guy does not necessarily have the best moveset though. It's got some great moves in it, like Water Shuriken is awesome. But I think Terra Water on the Charjabug here is gonna go hard. We could see Terra Water out of this Exceligor, which is actually like quite problematic, except for the fact that Psycho Cut still breaks right through. Oh, damn right. And that shiny, a U-turn. Yep. Okay, so the Sticky Web here was a good good move. Ninetails Alola. So that web is really good. I think do we just Volt Switch on it? I mean, I think we got to. If we get a full para here, then that's that. But like that is all there is to it, because Alolan, not Alolan, Ninetales. Mega Medicham comes in and it's just over. But yeah, that sticky web is good. It just ensures the fact that as long as this thing isn't scarfed with a 145 speed tier, like, why would you scarf this thing? I also think actually we can know for a fact that it's not scarfed, can't we? Yeah, Bug Buzz. Oh, actually, wait, withdrew? Yeah, that's not enough. Volt Switch, 17%. Wait, we got a Moonblast there? Okay, well, now you come in. We can Bullet Punch with complete impunity. We can also just Psycho Cut. We can Taunt. We're looking pretty happy here. I think we just press Psycho Cut twice and that's that. Psycho Cut kills, and then as long as it's not Specs Water Shuriken, we should be good. We should be good to literally just Psycho Cut here. Terabug, Psycho Cut, Sashed, and we die. I think the good news is that Chargeable can literally just come in here and Volt Switch. The Terabug Bug Buzz goes crazy. Do we live that? We don't. We press Ice Beam because we cannot risk Bug Buzz. That's fucking hilarious. Oh my god, I forgot about Unburdened. That's terrible. Oh, that's terrible. But that was a damn good game, so I really just can't be upset about that. Oh my lord. So what was the actual line there? Unburdened. Oh, I thought that I had him. I thought I had him. Oh, god damn. I can't even be mad. I can't lie. That was that. So what did I have to do there? I guess I had to have Bundle out to have Mega Medicham's Bullet Punch, which I don't think we even showed. Whew! Good lord, that was a fucking match. We'll put that in the channel. Coach Moose, goddamn, that was a well-deserved win. Yeah, I forgot about the Unburdened diff, and that made the diff. Oh, I thought the sticky web play had me cinched. I'm surprised that thing killed off a Bug Buzz. I was feeling pretty confident there. Well, that's how the show rolls sometimes. GG. I'll see you next week for week 3.